Shalom, shalom, akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. It's just Bayan back again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to get into a quick lesson and Lord willing bring out an article to share with you Akiam and Akwathium. Pretty much going into prophecy. One major prophecy, that's Akiam and Akwathium are hastening to come to pass is the third woe, World War III. We know, of course, Jacob's trouble has to come to pass. The grain of rice, that RFID microchip has to come to pass, prior, to the third woe. But like with anything else, there's going to be a buildup, to these prophecies coming to pass. This is why we've been commanded to measure the time diligently. You see, so, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, I want to get into this article with you, Akiam and Akwathium, going into the imminent fall of Mystery Babylon the Great, where they have their own commander, pretty much seeing a sinking ship, for a lack of better words, being America, circling the drain. So, this thing is coming to pass. This thing is happening. Babylon is falling, man. And it's only a matter of time, before this whore bleeds out. You see, so through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, let's get, matter of fact, let's go to the blue letter. What I want to do is I want to go through Isaiah, the 47th chapter, right? And Lord willing, we can get through the whole thing. And that's the spirit. The title reads Lament for Babylon. And this is referring to Mystery Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America. You see? So let's get this in Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 1. And it reads, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." Right, come down. Why does this whore have to come down? Because she's sitting up high. Okay? America, a.k.a. Mystery Babylon the Great, is the hammer of the earth. Okay? This is why these devils have garrisons all throughout the earth. Because this is the hammer. This is the whore that rides the beast. This whore rides it and controls the narrative. You see, but the scripture saying, come down, okay, and sit in the dust. The dust represents confusion, okay, and this is the state you people are going to be in the days to come, okay, when famine hits, okay, and the grocery stores are suddenly empty. You see, when there's military all throughout the streets. You see, when those horns, when missiles are coming, go off. See, you people gonna be through, right? Sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, and your daughter comes after you. You see, and this whore is a virgin because she's never been slid into yet. You see, no major conflict has ever happened on this landmass internationally. But that's about to change in the days to come, pursuing the biblical prophecy. Sit on the ground, right? Sit your ass all the way down. Sit on the ground. There is no throne. You see? No throne. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is about to dethrone you. O daughter of the Chaldeans. And the Chaldeans is another buzzword for Mystery Babylon the Great, aka America, man. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate, right? No longer are you going to be called tender and delicate. Why? Because you're going to get beat up on, man. You see, the nations that are in confederate with you, along with the BRICS nations, are going to send missiles your way. And pursuant to this article, your defense system is looking weak. And it looks like you will be in harm's way, man. One of your own is saying, the scripture says, their own tongue shall fall upon themselves. Now let's get this article. This is from dailymail.com, right? And it's dated, it looks like it's dated, November 4th, right? 2022, right? It's been updated, but it's dated November 4th, right? So it's fresh off the press. You know, about a week. It's all current, right? 2022, right? And the title reads, "The big one is coming." What are they talking about? The third World War III. See, this thing is becoming a reality. The big one is coming. U.S. military nuclear commander warns America is falling behind China. That's the spirit. And Russia. They don't want to put that up there, but that's the truth. You see? Damn near America's falling behind everybody, man. Continuing on. It's going to get tested in ways that we haven't been tested in a long time. And that Ukraine is, let me read this over again, okay? The big one is coming. U.S. military nuclear commander warns America is falling behind China. Is going to get tested in ways that we haven't been tested in a long time, and that Ukraine is just the warm-up. It's about to get hot, right? Let's get this, right? One of America, and this is that commander that's speaking on that, right? One of America's most senior military commanders who oversees the U.S. nuclear weapons program has urged the United States to dramatically upgrade its defense capabilities, warning that the China was developing nuclear weapons faster than the U.S. and adding, the big one is coming. Kal halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. You see? They know it's coming. Hey, there's no way around it. It's scripture. You see? It's prophecy. Let's continue on. As I assess our level of deterrence against China, the ship is slowly sinking, Richard said. Babylon is falling. This whore is, she's bleeding from the mouth. It's sinking slowly, but it is sinking. Whew. As fundamentally they are putting capability in the field faster than we are. He said the military was encumbered. The military was encumbered by red tape, slow to react, and at risk of being dramatically outspent and outmaneuvered by its adversaries. Mystery Babylon's looking real weak. And I want to say about a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago roughly, there was an article going into how America is weak. The military is weak, man. You see? I go had to be on point because, hey, this command is pretty much reiterating, you know, the condition of America's strength as far as its military is concerned, man. It ain't looking too good. Kal halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. As those curves keep going, it isn't going to matter how good our operating plan is or how good our commanders are. or how good our horses are, we're not going to have enough of them. Through. But you know what this is going to usher in? You see? This is going to usher in a draft, man. You see? And we'll need Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai to protect us from that. Right? And that is a very that is a very near-term problem. He added that the country needed to regain the dynamism and can-do spirit of the 1950s and 60s. That spirit is gone, brother. They want the 1950s and 60s back, when they were running around handling everybody roughly. You see? Hey, those days are gone. We're living in the times where the weak are saying I'm strong, like the scriptures say would happen. You see? Hey, we at the end of this thing, Akiyam and Akwafim. That's beautiful. This Ukraine crisis that we're in right now, this is just a warm-up, he said, addressing the Naval Submarine League's annual gathering in Arlington, Virginia. The big one is coming. And it isn't going to be very long before we're going to get tested in ways that we haven't been tested in a long time. This is absolutely beautiful. And this is great news. When I heard this news today, I was ecstatic, man. I heard this through, believe it or not, I heard it through Dabu 7. I actually got a clip. I got that clip, matter of fact. Let's play this real quick.
This is Dabu 7. We have an ominous warning coming from a top U.S. military commander. It is warning that America's capabilities are sinking and sinking fast. They're saying that we might not be able to adequately prepare for a large-scale military engagement. And everything going on with the Ukraine, they cite, that's just a warm-up here, and it's showing that we're having difficulties just in a proxy war front. He goes on to make a statement saying that the big one is coming. It isn't going to be very long before we're going to get tested in ways that we have not been tested for a long time, if ever. This guy knows some things. What does he know to make this statement? Well, I can assure you that he knows some things that he's not saying because he's not allowed to. And he's just hinting here at what is coming in the offing. This massive event saying that our military has been degraded. It is sinking fundamentally. Our capabilities are getting slower and slower. We used to be able to move fast and respond fast. That's not happening. He says we're not matching what China is rolling out when it comes to technology, when it comes to the hypersonic missile that they rolled out, them and Russia. They say that we were caught flat-footed and that right now at this point, they could target any U.S. city from around the globe, from anywhere, perhaps without even being detected. Whether that's true or not, he's saying they are ahead in the hypersonic missile department and that they are forging ahead in other areas. I showed on the live stream. They just rolled out a bomber that had these missiles strapped to it. Then China just rolled out brand new stealth jets. I told you many times they are pushing the dragon to the forefront on this world stage as America comes down. There are books written on it, for crying out loud, by their Masons. Okay, this isn't a secret. And I know it sucks that the ship is sinking, but it's going down. And when you hear comments from a guy like this, a top commander out of the U.S. military, you gotta wonder, what does Charles Richard know? Again, he is the commander of U.S. Strategic Command. What does he know? What's weighing on the back of his mind? I'd keep an eye on individuals like this, because if they up and they dip out at any given time, something's about to go down, in my opinion. I've been telling you for the longest time, this is just another warning. There's a freight train coming. You can't see it yet, but it's coming around the bend. You can see its light in the tunnel. You can hear it. You can hear it shaking the earth. Will people get ready for what's coming? Join me on the live streams where I break this down further. Monday and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. You'll find links below and hit that subscribe button for more. This has been Dabu7. Get ready for a rug pull.
Pull him into the end zone, so to speak.
Kahalal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Beautiful, right? I'm gonna leave that article there. Right, let's get back into these scriptures. Lord willing, right? I'm gonna leave a link in the description box of that article. There's a bit more information in there, but that's pretty much the point. Right, let's continue on in the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, right, in verse 2, and it reads, take the millstones and grind mill, right? And millstones are used to grind. You see? To grind mill, to powder, man. See? And this word is likened to millstones, man. This word is grinding evil E to powder. And ultimately is exposing this man. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, right? This man's completely exposed, okay? And being found out for all of his ill dealings, right? All of his ill-gotten gains, okay? All of his bloodthirsty deeds he's been part of, man. You see all the wickedness he's done since his inception. He's being uncovered. He's being exposed. It's being discovered. You see, this man can no longer hide himself, okay, under lies, under false narratives, by false identities. You see, this man's been found out to be a liar, and his true identity is Esau. You see? Pass over the rivers, right? Throughout all four corners of the earth, this man's being found out, right? Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yeah, thy shame shall be seen. Everybody's seeing this man's shame. That's why he's being called out on all fronts, even by his own people. You see? What you've done to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans is out there on Front Street. You see? You bombing Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that's on Front Street. You see? And the details of that bombing. You see? All the other ill-gotten gains you receive, you hoarding gold and silver. Right? Lying on history. Right? Stealing identities. Jacking whole heritages. See, these things are being found out. You see? These things are being found out. You not being trustworthy. Your word not being trustworthy. You are being found out. And you're in the time where you should have been in your glory, but no. You're actually in a shameful condition. Where these nations are looking down on you, man. Hey, and the weak are saying I'm strong. And these nations have no respect for you, man. Because they know what you're truly about, right? I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. Who's this talking about? Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is not going to meet you devils as a man. He came as who you people ignorantly call Jesus Christ, riding an ass. Not this time. Hey, this time he's gonna be on. He's coming in pure power. You see? What, pursuant to what? What's that? Isaiah 66, right? Revelations 1 and 7. Revelations 19. Let me get that in Revelations 19. Real quick. There's how Yahweh Shai is coming. The book of Revelation, chapter 19. And you devils are going to pay, man. Yeah, this ship is sinking, man. Hey, it's sinking slow, like the commander said, but it's sinking. The book of Revelation, chapter 19 and verse 11, and it reads, "And I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse." And what does that represent? Pure power. See? White represents purity. Horse represents power. See? Yahweh Shai is going to be on that fathership. Let's continue on. "And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true. And in righteousness he doeth, in righteousness he doeth judge and make war." See? So much for bringing peace. See? When Yahweh Shai cracks these clouds, he's not bringing peace. He's bringing a sword. You see? And this is what you people are going to find out. And it's going to be a lot of death upon the return of Yahweh Shai. Matter of fact, we can prove that. Let's go to, before we go back to Isaiah 47, let me grab this real quick. In the book of Isaiah, the 63rd chapter. Right, starting from verse 1, and it reads, "Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra?" Right, and Basra was a capital city in Edom. Okay, these are all buzzwords for America, aka Babylon the Great. You see, "This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength." Who is this? Yahweh Shai. "I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save." See, the Redeemer. "Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat." Right, and when you tread something, to tread something, that's a very aggressive action. You see, when you tread grapes, you're stomping them out. See, Yahweh Shai is going to stomp you people out. You see? It's going to be a great sacrifice in Basra, man. "I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood should be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my remnant." Right? Is there going to be blood on his garment literally? No. This is symbolic for the destruction, the death that he's going to bring, man. You see? It's going to be horrific, man. That's why it's coined as the great and terrible and dreadful day of the Lord. See, what is the day of the Lord to you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. You people going to find that out. "For the day of vengeance," the book of Isaiah chapter 63 and verse 4, and it reads, "For the day of vengeance is in my heart." Right? It's in his mind, man. That word heart goes into the Hebrew word lab, which means your mind. "And the year of my redeemed is come." You see? Upon the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai, the elect is going to be delivered. Lord willing, we're part of that precious number. Let's go back to the book of Isaiah. Matter of fact, let's go here. The book of Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 4, and it reads, "As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name." Whew, fire. "The Lord of armies." You see that word host goes into armies. "The Holy One of Israel." So much for everybody else. See? He's the Redeemer of Israel. Point blank, period. "Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms." Why? Because this place is going to be smacked with 200 million missiles, man. You see? This place is going to get smacked with 200 million missiles. pursuing the biblical prophecy. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to burn this place with fire. Pursuing the Jeremiah, the 51st chapter. That's just one. That's one place we can go. Let's go there real quick. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, and verse 24. See, this is biblical prophecy, man. That this place is going to be destroyed. It's not a surprise that she's sinking. It's not a surprise that these nations are always calibrating their ICBM missiles to be able to reach the land of the north. Okay, aka America, Mystery Babylon the Great. That's not a coincidence. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, and verse 24, and it reads, "And I will render unto Babylon," and this is referring to aka America, right? Mystery Babylon the Great, "and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea, all their evil that they have done in Zion." See? Zion goes into what? In the Hebrew, that's Tazayuan. Okay? Which means monument or memorial. Okay? It's referring to us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You see? "And your sight, saith the Lord." You see that? So the Lord is going to render unto Babylon, right, and the inhabitants of Chaldea, which is aka Mystery Babylon the Great, all their evil that they have done to us, man. You see? And those of the elect are going to see it. Lord willing, we're part of that precious number, man. Lord willing. "Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth." And this is what these people have done. Okay? These damn devils have cut down trees at a massive rate, causing deforestation. They polluted the oceans. They polluted the rivers. They polluted the streams. They polluted the air. They polluted everything. And pursuant to Revelations 11 and 18, there's a course of disciplinary action that comes with that. Okay? Upon the return of the Lord, He's going to destroy those whom destroy the earth. That's just another capital offense in the vanilla folder that we have on you. Evil E. You see? Another capital offense. See? Inquisitions being made towards you demons, man. You see, you devils are going to pay for everything that you have done. You see? Hey, there's no escaping this one. Okay? That mark that you got from Cain, right? And you had that hedge of protection, and that hedge of protection is about to be lifted. You see? That hedge of protection is about to be lifted. And you're not going to be being protected anymore. You see? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is about to visit you. We're in the final seconds of your rulership. Let's continue on. "And I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks and will make thee a burnt mountain." What do you think is going to make that happen? Those ICBM missiles, man. The weapons of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's indignation. You see? Mystery Babylon the Great, aka America, is going to get bombed on, whether you people can believe that or not. Okay, let's continue on. The book of Isaiah, chapter 47, and verse 6, and it reads, "I was wroth," right? Which goes into mad, angry, right? "I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy." Salakia. "Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke," right? And it was said that you would be a nation of fierce countenance. Okay, pursuing the Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. That you would have these characteristics of showing no mercy. You see, this is not a surprise. Let's go get that precept real quick, just to back that up. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, in verse... I'll start at verse 49. It reads, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 49, and it reads, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, right? Against who? Us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because we transgress, okay? We sinned against the Lord. We broke the everlasting covenant, and this is a curse that was brought upon us. You see, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. You see, this is referring to Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay? What emblem do they use for America? The eagle. You see? A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, right? A nation of fierce countenance, and here's the point, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. These bastards are merciless. So guess what? Pursuant to, what's that? Is that James, the 2nd chapter? I believe it is. You're going to receive no mercy, man. See? Because you show no mercy. Let's continue on in the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, and verse 7, and it reads, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, right? You didn't lay it to your mind. Neither didst remember the latter end of it. You didn't consider the idea that you may have to answer for the things that you're doing. Okay? When you were raping, castrating, burning, lynching, okay? Separating families of us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? You never considered it. Okay? When you were going around bombing everybody, right? You never considered the latter end. You never considered what they say in the world as karma, which there's no such thing as karma. You see? It's called judgment. You never considered it. You see, now we're living in a time of your visitation, man, where you have no choice but to consider it because it's coming. Therefore, know this, Salakia, therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures that dwellest carelessly, right? You people in America, you live deliciously, man. You Babylonians, man. You see, you Edomites and you heathens that are joined unto him. And you jakes that sold out. You living deliciously, man. You see? But guess what? When that famine hits, hey, all that delicious living is going to come to an end. All right? And it's going to climax with you getting hit, all right, upside your forehead, all right, with an intercontinental ballistic missile warhead, man. That sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children, right? That pride. Never thinking you can get touched, thinking you're unstoppable, thinking you can never be penetrated. You're about to find out, okay, that couldn't be the furthest from the truth. You see? That couldn't be the furthest from the truth. This thing's going to come upon you so quick, you're not going to know what to do. Let's continue on. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, and one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection. You see that? For the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. And when you go to sorceries, we know what it is, but let's just get it so we can see it. Because this is what this man's about.
Strong's H 3785. Keshif.
Right. Witchcraft. Okay? And we know this is what this man's all about through his pharmakia, right? Through his media, right? When you go into that word media, it goes into medium, okay? Which goes into what? witchcraft. All right, this is what this man's all about. He's a wizard, okay? They're a bunch of witches. This is how they have full control over the minds of the masses of you people, okay, that they call goyim. But anyways, let's continue on, right? For thou hast trusted in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers and the stargazers. Salakia, did I skip a line? Salakia. Salakia, forgive me. Let me read verse 11 again and I'll come down. Therefore shall evil come, the book of Isaiah chapter 47 verse 11, and it reads, therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Oh, that's cool. It says suddenly, man. Let's continue on. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, right, since your inception. You see that? Since that inception. I'm just trying to see if I make sure I didn't skip anything. Let's continue on. Stand now with thine enchantments and with thy multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail, right? Which is not going to happen. You're not going to prevail with your witchcraft, with your sorceries. It's not going to work. It's not going to work out for you. You see? Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers and the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators, stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee, right? Use all your left hand wisdom, right? Your pseudoscience, right? See if it can save you, right? From the visitation of your destruction, man. You see? There's no escape. Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it, man. You see, those missiles are going to be shot on this whore. And none of them are going to miss. You see? None of them are going to miss. Let's get this precept real quick before we get that last precept. What's that? Jeremiah 50. The book of Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 9, it reads, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, right? Starting with Russia, Gog and Magog, the Medes, you see, leading the charge, along with the rest of these brick nations, man. Along with nations that are in confederate with you. Mystery Babylon the Great, man. Other nations that are in confederate with you are going to come against you pursuing the Obadiah 1 and 7. You see? They're going to turn against you, man. You see? You're going to be found out. You're going to be found out for all your treachery, man. All your backstabbing ways. And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. See, so there's no hope. There's no hailing Babylon. Their arrows, right, which go into those missiles. That's a buzzword for those missiles. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty, expert man. None shall return in vain. They're going to hit their mark, man, with pinpoint accuracy. You see? Why? because they're the weapons of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai's indignation. They're his weapons. See, he blows the coal that how does it go? I'm gonna have to get that, right? Let me just get that real quick so I don't butcher it. I forgot what I know. It's in let me just get this real quick. Salakia. The book of Isaiah, the Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, and verse 16, it reads, Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals and the fire. Okay? And the modern day smith are these scientists, man, that are splitting these atoms and smashing them back together. You see, creating these weapons of mass destruction, man. And that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, right? Those missiles. And I have created the waster to destroy. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is in full control. You see? Back in the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, and verse 15, it reads, Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter. None shall save thee right. No one's going to be there to back you up. None of these nations you do your work, your dirty business with, right? We know America's a major importer. You see? Hey, you're going to be through. None of these nations are going to be able to save you, man. Okay? You're going to fall into the hands of the living power. And we know that's a fearful thing. So yeah, Akiyam and Akwathim, I just want to get into this article with you, Akiyam and Akwathim, real quick, showing the imminent visitation of Mystery Babylon the Great. You see, this place is slowly but surely sinking. It's suffering from CTD. Okay, it's circling the drain, and it's only a matter of time. Okay, before this bitch flatlines, man. Okay, and Yahweh Shai breaks through these clouds, man, and delivers his elect. And Lord willing, we're part of that precious number. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Lord willing, you Akiyam and Akwathium were edified. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kal Halalim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Quadash. Shalom.